give him and help him out with. And about a couple months ago, the guy, no, it was back in January, the guy netted $7.6 million in the lottery. So he took Mike to the Super Bowl. And he's taking him down.
Who's the other kid that played linebacker? Plays linebacker. Big game last year. It's in Sarah, right?
Yeah, the tackles are on the next page. Yeah, he had a good game. How you doing? Good. How about you, Bruce? Feeling all right?
Pretty for tomorrow. Feeling better. They had a big event in Wildwood. So some country western.
No, they're not on that. They're at the end, the last page. Sorry. I forgot. That's on the thing I put up online. All the defensive stats are on the last page. Huh? Yeah.
Skip told me there's 32 kids on his freshman team.
Rookie told me 35. One of them up to the varsity, number 32. I don't know if he's going to play. Yeah. That's the most they've had in a long time.
And who's running the...
I came out here early, of course, and I couldn't believe how many girls Trish Henry has on the cross-country team. He must have 40. To Carey Stadium in Ocean City, the home opener for Ocean City High School. The Raiders just coming onto the field. You can hear the band in the background. And Ocean City all in red, and they're taking on Bridgeton. And Bridgeton, new in the Independence Division of the West Jersey Football League, added this year. Ocean City and Bridgeton, though, do have a long history through the years. They've played a total of 12 times. Bridgeton's won 7. Ocean City.
We special. It's kind of a gloomy night. It's been that kind of weather all week. And, we're just happy that we don't have going on what they got going on down in North and South Carolina.
Ocean City band's going to play the national anthem. Ocean City High School Band and National Anthem here at Carey Stadium. I like the student band director wearing that top hat. He looks kind of slick. Ocean City and Bridgeton getting set to go here. As we said, Ocean City's trying to move to 2-0. If they win this game, in fact, they'll be in first place in the Independence Division of the West Jersey Football League. And Bridgeton, of course, lost, as we said, their opener. It's the Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. And it's a busy night tonight. No games tomorrow, so everybody that's playing is playing tonight. Mainland and Cherry Hill West are getting underway momentarily, so are Middle Township and Buna. And the big game involving Cape Atlantic League teams, number 1 ranked St. Joe's and number 6 ranked St. Augustine, are playing tonight. Ocean City gets St. Augustine here in a couple of weeks. And then at 7 o'clock, Atlantic City will be at Washington Township. Number 20 Cedar Creek will be at Absegami. Egg Harbor Township goes to Kingsway. Number 12 Holy Spirit is at Camden Catholic. Lower Cape May. Number 22 Pleasantville. Millville, number 15 Millville, plays at number 2 Williamstown. Oakcrest is at Highland, and Vineland is number 19 Vineland is at Lenape. You notice Millville ranked number 15 in South Jersey. They are 0-2. But I don't know of any Cape Atlantic League school I can ever remember that opened their season against 2 of the top 4 teams in the state. Competed, but, definitely lost. They were definitely not the better teams on the field. And now this week they're playing the number 2 ranked team in South Jersey in Williamstown, and probably have a shot at making that a good game.
I was going to say that they're not getting any breaks tonight after the first 2 games. But you're right, Tom. I mean, they've always had an excellent program, especially lately, and they've run into a couple of really great teams, and could conceivably be 0-3. And be one of the better teams in South Jersey.
Yeah, they lost to St. Peter's Prep in the opening game, and then to St. Joe's last week. Ocean City has won the toss and deferred, and Bridgeton takes the ball, and they'll have their backs to the ocean for the start of this football game.
Kind of a crossbreed here, more so from north to south.
And we remind you, if you are listening on 106.3 The Shore and you get access to a computer or can access online through your phone, you can watch this game live by going to oceancitysports.com and clicking on the live link. It's being produced by Bill Shallcross through the facilities of Matt Ulmer. Ocean City getting ready to kick off. Billy Kroger to kick. This game brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week.
You know, Tom, Raiders looked pretty good last week after the first, quarter or whatever it was. We had the couple
last
of delays.
3 minutes of the first half is when it all started.
Yeah, the lightning delay, and then Pete Thompson being hit on the sideline was another 10 minutes or so. Then they played really well. I thought the rest of the game. See if that can continue here tonight.
Kroger to kick off. He kicks it deep toward the sideline, out of bounds. Now we'll see what Bridgeton decides to do.
Yeah, that was the one area last week where I thought they struggled a little bit. They tried a couple different things on the kickoffs, and remember, I think they kicked 2 in a row out of bounds at one point.
But one of them was so short that Egg Harbor Township took it where it went out.
It was like the 40-yard line or something.
No, I think it was like the 49. Anyway,
you're right, because that was the kick after they had been penalized for kicking it out of bounds.
I think they're going to make them kick it again here.
Yeah, this will be something I'm sure they worked on this week, and they were hoping for a better start there and didn't get it. But
Raekwon Burton back along with Sincere Jones. Here he comes. And this is almost like Egg Harbor Township. Goes out of bounds 4 or 5 yards further down, maybe 10 yards further downfield. So this one's out of bounds around the 40. So Bridgeton again. Make them kick over or take it there.
I don't know. I'd make them kick again, probably. Probably got to go find a soccer player if this is a team issue.
Well, if I remember correctly, Henry Salto kicked one deep. After a penalty, moved the ball across the 50. They were kicking off from the 45. He kicked it into the end zone late in the game last week. But so I'm not so sure this isn't intentional, that they're just trying to keep it away from return backs for some reason. But anyway, they're going to take the ball at the 45-yard line. So it's 1st and 10, Bridgeton, on the Bridgeton 45-yard line.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if it was intentional, this early in the game. You want to get off to a pretty good start. You like the guys to get a hit or a tackle just to get the feel of the game right away. But we'll see.
Bridgeton ready to go. In the shotgun with a back on either side, slot to the left, rolling left, and tucking it under and picking up about 5 or 6 yards for a half the distance for a first down. Tasmir Burton, the 6'2", 185-pound senior quarterback. He picks up 7, so it's 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Kroger trips him up. Bridgeton always has speed, Tom, and that's not a secret. The Raiders were very good, I thought, last week in between the tackle, so to speak, on defense, and they actually covered the outside as well. That'll be a little bit more challenge, I think, tonight.
Wide slot to the right. Burton side, 2nd and 3, back to throw. He's rolling right, looking downfield, long pass downfield, tipped up in the air and caught, I think, at the 10-yard line.
Wow.
So a well-thrown ball.
I mean, he did tip it to himself, but it was almost like he did it intentionally because he knew he couldn't bring it in.
So they're on the 11. It's 1st and 10. They can get a first down. Off the left side, driving inside the 5, and then driven back there is Marquand Richmond, the 5'10", 193-pound senior.
Well, there's nothing to...
Off in the line. Good penetration. The ball came loose. Looks like Bridgeton covered it. So it'll be...
Had a big defensive stand early last week as well.
They'll need one here.
Tested here is right.
Burton brings the play in from the sideline. Everybody's got a different procedure now. Sometimes the quarterback goes to the sideline like he just did. A few teams that alternate players that bring in the play, and of course most of them are now looking for signals at the sideline. Go on in this game, and a threat here by Bridgeton. Steve Lane has a decision. 4th and 3, call it on the 4.
I don't really know what kind of kicking game they have, if that's part of the decision you're talking about, but it looks like here that...
Yeah, well, you're right. They're certainly not going to punt.
I mean, I think the decision is whether Burton's going to roll out with the ball and try to do something himself or hand it off.
Backs are on either side of Burton. He's in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's rolling left. Looking as he rolls. Cuts, gets down close to the goal line, and we'll see who had the biggest push here. Did he get in?
Apparently not.
Nope. Ocean City holds, and not by much. Burton's big now, 6'2", 185 pounds. And maybe there was even a fumble on the play. But the ball, Ocean City lineman moved. We'll see if he came across.
It won't matter. I mean, half the distance when you're on the 1-inch line.
Mm-hmm. So it's still 1st and goal. Bridgeton's going to huddle up again.
Why wouldn't you run the same play instead of bringing your quarterback all the way over and telling him something different?
Actually, this time
not the quarterback.
This time they sent somebody in. They substituted somebody with the play. Yeah. Takes the snap, drives ahead. He's driven back. He didn't have to go very far, but apparently he didn't go far enough.
Wow.
Because it's 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it must be a little further out off that line than you think from this angle, because it sure looked like he...
Opportunity for Bridgeton, who didn't score against Oakcrest last week, lost 12-0. It was 0-0 into the 4th quarter, I think. The receiver split to the right and left. It's going to be a slot to the right, a back to the right of Burton. Motion from the slot back. Burton keeps it going right, pitches it, and at the goal line, in for the touchdown.
Wide, as we suspected he might on the 4th down play, and then doesn't get it on the quarterback sneak. They go wide again this time to get the touchdown.
Burton in the shotgun. Receiver right, slot left. Back to his left. Slot back's in motion. Slot back gets it, and he's hammered and driven backwards. So it stays 6-0 in favor of Bridgeton, and Ocean City will get the football with 7:06 remaining in the 1st quarter. Things are always happening at the Ocean City Free Public Library. Monday at 6, the Classic Film Series presents 3 Days of the Condor, starring Robert Redford and Faye Dunaway. Tuesday at 3, you can learn conversational French, and the after-school movies with snacks are every Wednesday at 3. You can learn to play bridge or improve your cooking and computer skills. It's all free, plus books, magazines, internet access, homework help, and much more. The Ocean City Free Public Library, 18th and Simpson. Phone 609-399-2434 or visit them online at oceancitylibrary.org. Game of the Week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey.
Tom, Brandon Lynn made sure that they weren't going to get that 2-point conversion. A real good defensive play, and I think we've just had a question answered about what kind of has, at least from a field goal extra point kicking attempt, 6-0, and they don't attempt a kick extra point. So that may be an issue they have as well.
I understand there's a significant rain falling at St. Augustine Prep. So we don't know if it's headed this way or going away. Because it hasn't rained around here much. Has it? I mean, today?
No, not here today.
So hopefully that rain's going the other way. We'll find out, though. Bridgeton to kick off. And it's a decent kick. Comes down inside the 15-yard line. And running room for Lashley. Lashley's out across the 30 to about the 31 or 32. Remember, he brought a
interception back 94 yards for a touchdown last week.
Yep, nice one-on-one tackle over there. Looked like, special teams-wise, looked like he had a shot to break that as well. But a Bridgeton player, again, made a nice tackle.
Ocean City will start on its own 31-yard line. Ian Unks, the quarterback, had a good game, 157 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and ran for a touchdown. He's got just behind him in the pistol. Receiver, actually it's a double slot formation. High snap, he handles it, gives it to Insera.
Results on either side, and you score first. That's a big momentum thing for you.
2nd and 10. Slot to the right. Ungst hands it off again. And Sarah finds some running room and drives out across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. The touchdown by David Hayes of Middle Township, and they lead Bridgeton, Buna, by a score of 7-0. Both those teams are undefeated. Raiders ready to go. 3rd and a couple. Ungst gets the handoff, gives it to Insera. He's hit behind the line, drives out to about the 40, but he's going to be just short of the first down.
Yeah, 3 times Insera carries the football. This time
now they're going to send the punters on.
Yeah, that'd have been a gutsy or not very smart, one way or the other, depending on whether it worked or not.
Yep. So Ocean City to punt. Lashley at his own 27, gets the snap, runs to the right, gets it away, high end-over-end kick toward the sidelines and out of bounds, somewhere around the 35-yard line. We'll see where the official finishes his little parade. Well, it's going even further than that. He's just across the 40, call it the 41-yard line. So Bridgeton has good field position again on its own 41 with 5:02 remaining in the first quarter, and the Bulldogs are on top here by a score of 6-0. If you need work on your car, you can trust Don and Glenn to treat it as if it were their own at Wiesenthal's Auto Service in Ocean City. Their staff will repair your vehicle and prevent potential problems. Call them at 609-399-9741 to schedule an appointment. No matter where you live, it's worth the trip to Ocean City. Don, Glenn, the legendary Al, and Chris the Rockstar will handle all of your repairs. Wiesenthal's Auto Service, 9th and West, right in the center of Ocean City. Bridgeton ready to go.
Thought Lashley really seriously considered running for that first down there while he was.
Yeah, he has that option.
Not a surprise.
No. No. Again,
be another 5 yards.
On its own 17-yard line. 1st and 33. I don't think I've ever said that before. Fake handoff, swings it out in the left flat. A pass is caught, but immediately brought down by Lou Conti. Pass was completed to Nashaloni Harris, and the ball spotted just across the 20. So it's still 29 yards to go.
You know, Tom, it wasn't too long ago, I guess it was a while back, where the teams were all playing zone defense in the secondary, and then everybody started going to man, and when you're out there one-on-one with a guy, you better be able to tackle. Connie did that time.
2nd and 29. Back to throw. Burton. Now he tucks it under and takes off. He's caught, spins out of that tackle, goes to the right side, throws it out of bounds.
Whoa, he took a hit.
Look at this guy down here. There was a guy at the Ocean City 40-yard line, about 15 yards behind everybody, but I guess he just didn't see him out there.
Well, plus he probably wouldn't have been able to reach him.
Maybe. Though he threw the ball pretty well in that long pass that they completed. Buna has responded. They score and kick the extra point, so Buna and Middle Township in a division game tied at 7.
Be another penalty flag here, Tom.
Wow.
It's like it's going to be against Bridgeton. I would think they'd refuse this one.
An eligible receiver, which happens a lot of times when that quarterback scrambles like that. Because there was a couple of points where he looked like he was going to run it. So they're going to start going, and he decides to throw it. They decline the penalty. 3rd and 29.
Yeah, he was running for his life back there. A couple Raiders had a shot at him, and just as he unleashed that throw out of bounds, he took a hit to the chest.
Bridgeton sends receivers to both sides. Back on either side of Burton in the shotgun. Or almost like a double pistol. Waits a snap. Good snap. Hands it off inside. And about 5 yards on the carry by Richmond. Out close to the 25-yard line.
A lot of times you might be happy with a 5-yard gain up the middle, but not when it leaves you 25 yards short of a first down.
That's exactly what it did, too. 4th and 25. So a punting situation. Schneider and Lashley back. I asked Kevin Smith, why didn't he tell us how fast Schneider was? Before the game, he says, I didn't know that. He says, I'll finish this in a minute. Here comes the punt. It floats downfield. Lashley makes the catch at the 45-yard line, races to the left side across the 50, and he's to about the 46-yard line of Bridgeton. Just to recap, Jake Schneider caught a short pass on the right side, took off across the field, raced down the left sideline, and pretty much outran everybody on the field for a 60-yard touchdown last week. And as I said, when I asked Kevin Smith how come he didn't tell us about his breakaway speed, he said he didn't know. He said when the kid came off the field, he said you ran like you just stole something. But he ran a couple other plays. He's got that quickness, and of course so does Lashley. So they're always a threat in the punt return, Ocean City. Trips to the right for the Raiders. 1st and 10 on the 47 of Bridgeton. 5 more yards against Bridgeton. So it'll be 1st and 5.
Yeah, 2 guys got real jumpy there. You know, we've said this many times, Tom, in lots of sports, you can coach a lot of things, but you can't coach speed. Well,
right.
I mean, maybe as a track athlete, you can get a little bit more out of it.
You can prove technique and stuff, but you're right. Yeah, to have those fast-twitching muscles that makes you run fast, it's hereditary almost. Ocean City was set. Now they look to the sidelines. Receiver left, trips to the right. Alone in the backfield pretty much is Ungst. Takes a snap. He tries to go right up the middle, and he's stoned about two yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I don't know about hereditary. One of my grandsons is about as fast as it gets, and there's nobody in my family could ever run fast.
So a loss of a couple of yards. They're going to put the ball on the 44-yard line. Second and 7. Ungst back to throw. A little flat pass out to the left side. And he gets to maybe the 40-yard line.
And Derek McCoy, the linebacker in there, blitzing on the play. And I think that seems to be here in the early going, something that Bridgeton has in the game plan, that they've sent somebody each of the last few plays. See if that continues, and if it does, I'm sure the defensive coaches will have something to offset that.
3rd and about 4. Ungst. He's got Insera to his left. A slot to the right, back to throw. Fires right side over the middle. It's caught at the 20, at the 10, and down inside the 5-yard line. Brian Beckman.
And obviously I meant the offensive coaches would have something for that, not the defensive coaches, but there's something the offensive coaches had right there. Nice little slant pattern across the middle and just outraced the defender until the last 5 yards.
1st and goal, Ocean City. Ungst takes a snap, running left, avoids one tackler, but he's hit by 2 or 3 more and stopped at about the line of scrimmage.
Bridgeton very active on defense. That front group as well. Have some size up there. 262, 303, 276.
Bridgeton lists 40 players on their roster, but I don't think there's 29 guys on the sideline, so they probably have some players missing. Ocean City second and goal. Ungst keeps it again, and it's wide open. Runs off the right side for his second touchdown of the season.
I'll tell you what, a great job of deception there, because both the linebackers went for the handoff, and Ungst did a real nice job of keeping that ball and scoring that touchdown.
Extra point attempt coming from Henry Saldo. Ball is down, the kick is up, it's high enough, it's good, and Ocean City takes the lead. Seven to 6 with 59 seconds left in the first quarter here at Cary Stadium. You'll like the way they do business at the Thomas H. Heist Insurance Agency. They're coastal insurance specialists with over 35 years experience. Flood, boat, auto, life, health. They offer it all at the Heist Agency with convenient offices in Ocean City, Margate, Egg Harbor Township, Marmora, and Vineland. Phone 609-399-0453. You'll also find them online at heistagency.com. Remember Thomas H. Heist when you need insurance. And don't forget, you can keep track of Cape Atlantic League sports, particularly in Cape May County, by going to coastsportstoday.com. It's the only place you'll find award-winning journalist Brian Kniff, plus exclusive video and photo galleries. The best coverage of Cape Atlantic League sports is at coastsportstoday.com. Check it out regularly. coastsportstoday.com.
Well, you know, the extra points could mean something here, Tom. I mean, it's certainly early, but 7-6 based on a failed two-point conversion attempt by Bridgeton.
No doubt about it. And for the second week in a row, Ocean City falls behind 6-0, comes back and takes the lead. Here's the kick, a little deeper this time. In fact, it's bobbled at the 20-yard line, scooped up at the 23. Now they've lost it. Battle for the ball. Looks like Ocean City has recovered. Ocean City has recovered a fumble. And they've got the football. Looks like Lou Conti.
So he had a real nice one-on-one tackle. And then a recovery of a fumble. Actually, Tom. Yes, Luke Conti is correct.
Ball's on the 29, on the Bridgeton 29-yard line. So Ocean City, who scored in a hurry, if you remember, after EHT scored twice. On the verge of maybe doing it again. They've got the ball on the 29-yard line. Receiver to the right. Slot to the left. Ungst, who scored the first touchdown, now looks to the sidelines. Takes a snap. Fakes, throws, it's tipped and incomplete. Trying to get Kroger over the middle, who was open, but good reaction by the line of Bridgeton. One of them tipped it into the air.
Yeah, you know, again, the Bridgeton's front group has played well against the run here so far in the first quarter on Ocean City's possessions, and that pass opened things up a couple minutes ago and tried to go down the middle with a pass again right there. Just tipped, as you said.
2nd and 10, back to throw. Ungst fires complete at the 25-yard line, and Schneider races through a tackle to the sidelines and out of bounds. We'll see if he got enough for the first down. Looks like they're going to spot it at around the 20. No, they're going to spot it down near the 15, the 16-yard line, so it's a first down for Ocean City.
I tell you, you're just talking about his speed. He's so quick. And, you know, there's a difference between quickness and speed. I think he's got both.
Ungst keeps rolling left, avoids a rush, throws left sideline. It's caught, spinning out of a tackle and into the end zone for a touchdown. So Ocean City does indeed fall behind 6-0. and strike quickly. And Schneider makes a nice catch, but then a nice spin out of a tackle, and into the end zone he goes. About a 16-yard touchdown with 32 seconds left. So they've scored twice here in 27 seconds.
Pretty impressive for a sophomore.
Saldo to kick. Ball's down, the kick is up, it's high enough. It's good, and Ocean City has a 14-6 lead over Bridgeton.
Wow. Tell you, Tom, that's so quick, as you said, and down the sideline, did that nice little spin move, gets into the end zone, and the Raiders, who gave up a touchdown early, a lot of that yardage on a real big pass play, have answered quickly here in the last few minutes of this quarter.
The rides aren't open at Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City, but this is a good time to get bargains for next summer at Wonderland Pier. Your tickets never expire. Gillian's Wonderland Pier, 6th in the Boardwalk in Ocean City. Visit them online at Gillians.com and at Staten's Gallery on Asbury Avenue. It's downtown Gillian's. So Ocean City will kick off here, leading 14. Jada Byers has run for a 9-yard touchdown, and St. Joe leads St. Augustine 15-0 in the second quarter.
See what kind of kick they get this time.
That's Byers' 12th touchdown of the season. Here's the kick. It carries down to about the 17-yard line. Running room for Raquan Burton, and he's out across the 30 where he's driven back. Second quarter, Mainland nothing, Cherry Hill West nothing. Mustangs come in 2-0. They will play Bridgeton, in fact, in Linwood next week.
Yeah, we said that they've certainly had a turnaround. Of course, with the realignment and the going into that West Jersey Football League and them grouping teams according to their recent past performances, you get a lot more parity as far as the game itself is concerned.
1st and 10 from the 32 for Bridgeton. Burton awaits the snap. He's got a back to his left and gives him the ball. Richmond. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage.
These lights are nice, Tom. I mean, it's a foggy gray night and actually looks fairly clear out there on the field.
Yeah, there was some dead spots in the old lights. First quarter comes to an end. They lost a yard on that play, so it's 2nd and 11 for Bridgeton when we start the second quarter. Ocean City Aquatic and Fitness Center is an exercise facility that encourages people of all ages and fitness levels to join and feel better. The center has a salt water pool. It's great for workouts, strength and conditioning equipment, cardio machines, and aerobic and water exercise classes. The Aquatic and Fitness Center is open weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturdays from 7 until 6, and Sundays from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Phone 609-398-6900 for more information, or visit ocnj.us/recreation online. Nick's Pizza is a family business created more than 4 decades ago. Their latest pizzeria is at 2405 New Road in Northfield. It provides the same reliable and friendly service using only the freshest and finest ingredients that can be found in their other locations. Nick's has pizza to satisfy every taste: barbecued chicken, cheesesteak, Greek, Hawaiian, meat lovers, and white pizza. But there's more than pizza: stromboli, hot sandwiches, cold subs, club sandwiches, burgers, and so much more. Nick's Pizza, 609-390-4300.
We talk about that spin move over there that Schneider had, and actually broke a tackle, spun out of a tackle.
Burton has a man in motion. He's running against the motion, tries to spin back the other way, avoids one tackle. He's grabbed way back by Kroger around the 20-yard line and spun to the ground.
Yeah, they're getting after it right now on defense. I think they're a little unhappy. They gave up that touchdown early. I think, defenses start every game. They don't want the other team to score at all. And since that first touchdown, again, made largely possible by that, I won't say fluke pass reception, because it was a nice pass and a nice tip to himself and catch. But you don't see that often.
So it's third down and about 19 yards to go, something like that. Yeah. Burton keeps, rolls left, looking all the way, but can't find anybody, and he chased out of bounds. So it'll be a fourth down play coming up for Bridgeton.
They'll be forced to punt again.
Atlantic Care scoreboard, it's Middle Township 7, Buna 7, St. Joe 14. You know, when you're playing St. Joe, it's a whole different thing. Trying to stop that team and at the same time move on that team. Though they are giving up more points than they usually do. Some of them may be late in the game when the game's decided, but terrific. This is one of the best teams they've ever had because they got to prove it. Good snap, good rush, keeps it, running down the left side, and he's going to pick up good yardage, but he's going to be a good 10 yards short of the first down. So an interesting decision by Bridgeton. And Ocean City's going to have terrific field down at about the 30, maybe 29-yard line for a gain of 2 or 3 yards on the play. Kroger took the pitch and picked up a little bit of yardage.
Andre Raleigh made a nice stop there for Bridgeton defensively.
H back on the left side, slot to the right. Ungst hands the ball off, and Sarah picks up maybe another yard. So it's third down, and about 7. Running in between the tackles has not, what we've seen anyway in the first game and a half, been a strength for Ocean City. Of course, Ungst has been a dominant factor. He scored 2 touchdowns and thrown 3 in a game, less than a game and a half.
Territory here, so they look to pick it up, a lot of it there, and yet, they haven't gained the yardage in the center of the line so far this year, much of it, but it certainly does open things up for Ungst on that option to fake that handoff inside. And
here we go, 4th and about 7. Raiders lined up. Now look to the sidelines again. Ungst has a back to his right. He's got trips to the right and a receiver to the left. He's back to throw, getting pressure, throws long down the middle, and it's too long and incomplete. So Bridgeton dodges a bullet after giving Ocean City great field position. They'll take the ball back on their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, they had double coverage down there, and the cornerback in one-on-one coverage plus a safety coming over to help. So
they trail at 14-6. They scored first, but Ocean City scored 14 points in. They're going to walk it off. Pass interference against Ocean City. So Bridgeton gets a first down out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, again, for our listeners that don't know, pass interference, unlike in the NFL where you get the football at the point of the interference, in high school you go back and mark it off. So the Raiders are going to be advantage of 10 or 15 yards there that could have been more.
Back on either side, Burton takes the snap. He rolls to the right. Quick pass to the sideline is caught across the 50. He's pushed out of bounds. A catch made by Jermaine Bell, a 5'8", 175-pound freshman. And he's got a first down at the Ocean City 45-yard line.
And Kroger pushes him out of bounds and really pushes him out of bounds. But maybe a little mix-up in coverage there because a wide-open receiver for Bridgeton.
First and 10 at the 45. And boom, Ocean City's defensive line comes in. Marquand Richmond is stopped in his tracks. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he did. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Travis Sterling actually first one in there from a linebacker position. A lot of times, that's why your linebackers make so many tackles too. your front guys are occupying the blockers, leaving things a little more open.
2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Burton takes the snap. He rolls to the left. Looking downfield, he throws a little shovel past it, falls incomplete.
Really threw that to nobody. That was a strange play, Tom. I mean, rolling left like that and then just kind of flips the ball backwards into a dead space in the field. I don't know if somebody was supposed to be there to try to catch it or he was just looking to get rid of it before he was, tackled for a 5 or 6 yard loss out of bounds. But good defense by the Raiders, whatever it was.
Burton brings the play in from the sideline. 3rd and 10. Receiver split to the left. It's a slot left. Burton with a back on either side. Takes a snap. Rolls left. Looking. Decides to run. He spins at the line of scrimmage, but is stopped for a 1 yard gain, and it'll be 4th down for Bridgeton.
Yeah, they're looking for something, and that's a tough role for a right-handed quarterback to roll left like that. I mean, he did have more room to that side of the field, but you almost think in that case he's looking to run the ball rather than throw it because you pretty much have to stop to throw it if you're running opposite your hand.
4th and 9 at the Ocean City 44 in a punting situation with 8 minutes left in the first half. Bad snap. It bounces to the punter, but Ocean City not rushing. It's an end-over-end kick. And tempted as he was, Lashley let it roll. Too many defenders around him at the time, and it's stopped at about the 10-yard line. So Ocean City, after a terrible snap, Bridgeton does a decent job with that punt, and Ocean City's deep in a hole.
You know how many times, Tom, do you see the guy who's back there to receive the punt gets away from it, and somebody else on his team gets near it when obviously they're giving it up. And
right.
Last week, can't remember which NFL game it was, and it might have been the Eagles, where the ball bounced back, hit the guy in the leg, and he was trying to get out. I don't know if he was trying to get out of the way, but he certainly wasn't far enough away from the ball on a ball they were just going to let be down.
Mm-hmm.
Happens all too often.
Ongst ready to go. Slot to the right, receiver left, takes a snap, drops straight back, fires over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. Trying to hit Kroger over the middle. Defenders were there, though he was open for the catch. It may have been thrown a little too hard, but it tipped downfield and it's incomplete.
Well, Kroger will tell you he should have caught it. I was going to say it was a bullet right when you said he might have been a little too hard, but certainly catchable.
Ongst with the ball, drops back to the goal line, now spins, rolls right, throws downfield, and it's caught out around the 29-yard line. Jake Schneider didn't have a chance to run that time because the defender was right on his back, but they gain enough for a first down out to the 25-yard line.
I tell you, Tommy, you don't have to see his number to know which one he is, just based on his size.
Yeah, every movement's quick. Slot to the right, receiver to the left. Ongst, again, play action. Throws left sideline, incomplete. It was high, and Lashley went up for it, got a hand on it, but couldn't pull it in. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it would have been a great catch. I mean, there are times probably he would catch that, but, that was a tough catch to make.
2nd and 10. Ocean City at the 25, their own 25. Movement on the Bridgeton line, I think, is going to draw a penalty. Ocean City benefited from penalties last week. Egg Harbor Township, as we take a quick reminder here, had 9 for 90 yards. And Bridgeton already has 32. With 7 minutes left in the first half.
That could change the play call now.
2nd and 5. Ongst takes the snap, drops back, fires left side, too high. Incomplete. Intended for Kroger.
Yep, he had him too. The ball just sailed on him. He's had a couple passes like that take off a little bit on him.
He's got a strong arm.
Yep, just said the ball's just kind of taken off on him a little bit. So the Raiders have thrown the ball 3-4 straight times, and you would guess they're going to throw it again here with nobody in the backfield besides Ungst.
Buna has scored. They lead Middle Township 13-7 in the second quarter. Trips to the right. Slot to the left. All alone in the backfield is Ungst. 3rd and 5. Drops back. Now has to run from pressure. Throws on the run. Floats it to the sideline. It's caught for a first down across the 40 and out near the 50-yard line.
Well, really well done that time by Ungst. And looked like he was going to try to run for it, but the whole time he kept his eyes downfield to see if he was going to have a receiver. And one of the defenders cheated up a little bit off the receiver, and he floated it in there to him. And perfectly thrown ball and a nice touch pass there.
Ball's at the 49-yard line. Ocean City started on their 10. 1st and 10. They lead it 14-6. Here goes Conti to the right side, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Bridgeton in a man-to-man in their secondary, and as we said, most teams are doing that, and a single safety. A lot of teams will play that too deep zone, but they're really focusing more on the run defensively at this point. Although they've dropped the linebackers off 5 yards off the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Ungst keeps, rolls left, sets, throws long down the sidelines for Snyder, makes the catch inside the 20, and he's out of bounds. That was right on the money. Snyder didn't have to break stride, and he had the defense beaten. He was chased out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
I tell you, there's a case where...
Slot to the right, and a whistle. There's a timeout by Bridgeton. Bridgeton calls time. With 6:21 left in the first round of the game, Ocean City leads it 14-6. Vince Ionace, the certified public accountant in Northfield, concentrates in the following areas: individual and business taxation, tax resolution services, bookkeeping and payroll, and sales taxes. Vince would like to wish all the players a successful and healthy season. The office of Vince Ionace is at 231 West Glen Cove Avenue at the corner of Route 9 and phone 6 side. Takes a snap. A little battle for the ball there between him and Richmond. Richmond ends up with it going left. It may have been that they were about to drop it and one of them had to hold it, but he picks up maybe 2 yards around the left side.
Seemed like Richmond had it, and Burton wanted it back, and Richmond wasn't quite sure that he was going to give it back to him for fear the ball would drop. That's a tough timing thing, and obviously the quarterback's looking to read certain things to decide whether or not he's going to leave the ball in the ball carrier's stomach or take it himself.
2nd and about 8. Slot to the right, and there's a flag. Bridgeton wide receiver was off sides. He knows it. He came up to the line of scrimmage, and as they do, he looks to the sideline official and to make sure he's on sides. A lot of receivers do that. He didn't get the return signal in time. He was a couple yards beyond the line of scrimmage. So a 5-yard penalty against Bridgeton. That's 37 yards here in the first half.
I thought he was, sometimes they come out there to say, I'm the guy on the line of scrimmage or whatever, and the official was waving him back. And they snapped the ball before he had a chance to get back.
Right. So that makes it 2nd and 13. Burton with a back to his right. He's got trips split out to the right. He can throw the ball. He can run with it, too, as he shows right here. He's out across the 35 at the 40, at the 45. He's got the first down. Spins out of a tackle at the 49, and then probably ends up at the 49. But a first down for Bridgeton on a good, strong run by their quarterback, Tasmir Burton.
Well, no sooner did you say it when he took off and found that seam right there over the left side of that line was available to him, and looked like he had a chance to go for a lot more before the red shirts closed in there on the far side of the field.
1st and 10 at the 49. This time it's up the middle for Richmond, and he's got about 4 into the 47 of Ocean City, maybe the 48.
That run by Burke. First series of downs.
Gain of about 3, 2nd and 7. Inside 4 minutes to play in the first half. Bridgeton trying to get another score. Burton bobbles the snap, but takes off left side. Breaks to a tackle. He's down the left sideline, and he is going to score. Cosmere Burton goes 47 yards for a touchdown on a play where he bobbled the snap and had to pick it up and find a place to go. He did.
Yeah, and like we said in the beginning, you don't coach speed, and there was nobody going to catch him down that sideline. I mean, he just, when he burst through there, he had some clear sailing and really just showed tremendous speed going down that left sideline. And suddenly we're back to a one-score game.
20-12. Bridgeton will line up to go for 2, I imagine.
Missing a couple lights over there on that scoreboard. On the 12 side.
Burton back to his left. He's going to have trips to the right. Now he's going to reposition one of those guys. Now they're going to split one of them wide to the left. Burton takes the snap. Starts to run. He's hit, thrown to the ground. So he didn't even get a step forward, and Austin Green pulled him to the ground.
Wow.
So they've had no success with their conversions, but Bridgeton just 8 points behind, 20-12. With 3:33 remaining in the first half. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore. Brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. It's known all over the Delaware Valley. Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn. 1368 Boardwalk, Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. The Sacco family has been feeding South Jersey for nearly 50 years at Sacco-Subs, serving the biggest and best sub sandwiches, party trays, and Italian food in the area. Sacco-Subs is open at 11 every morning at 926 Asbury Avenue in Ocean City until 8 Thursday through Saturday, until 7 the rest of the week. Phone Sacco-Subs at 609-525-0460. Make Sacco-Subs part of your entertaining schedule.
Well, Tom, it's a couple of that play by Austin Green and like a violent tackle. You know, there have been a few of those. The Raiders are really, really hitting hard on defense.
Here's the kickoff toward Lashley, and he lets it go out of bounds at the 13-yard line. We will see what Ocean City decides. Those other two games have gone to halftime. Middle Township and Buna. Buna leads 13-7, and St. Joe St. Augustine. St. Joe leads 14-0.
And we talk a lot about St. Joe's offense, but obviously they got a very, very good defense as well. I mean, St. Augustine doesn't have quite the team they've had in the past, but they're no slouch, that's for sure. You have them at number 6.
Somebody has them at number 2. I think it's the Inquirer has St. Joe number 1 and St. Augustine number 2. So for them, this is the biggest game of the year. But either way, I mean, St. Augustine's a good football team. As I said, they lost their their top ground gainer last year gained almost 900 yards, was a freshman, but he transferred to the Petty School because he wanted to repeat his freshman year and still have 4 more years. Here's a short kick. It's taken at about the 27-yard line and straight up the middle, bouncing off a tackle, finally grabbed by the shirt and pulled back. He got to about the 38-yard line as Lashley just ran straight looking for his blockers. Ocean City will put it into play. I guess it's going to be on their own 39-yard line.
A good description, Tom, about looking for his blockers. He kind of picked his way up there and waited for the wedge to open something up for him. But they'll be happy to start at the 39-yard line, 38, 39-yard line.
Sure. First and 10, Ocean City, with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to try to get another score on the board. They lead 20, leading Bridgeton. Here's a pitch back and no gain on the play. Burton running the option, and Ocean City had it well covered.
I think you'll see him keep the ball here on one of these plays because he's really a threat, especially if you're going to key. If they're keying on Richmond, he really has the ability to break through, as we saw in that last series. Oh, he's got a great arm as well.
I'd be keying on Burton. There's a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
I agree.
You got to be careful because if you do key on one or the other, and they read it right, Burton, ball, play fake, swings it out right side. Got some running room, grabbed by the shirt, and spun around by Kroger. Somebody else made the tackle, and Sarah made the tackle, but Kroger changed his direction.
Yeah, they may call that horse collar, but it looked like he had his shirt.
Yeah, he grabbed his back of his shirt.
Although now they're...
Officials are huddling up. Ball is about across the 30, around the 31 or 32-yard line.
It's hard to tell. Holding.
It's against Bridgeton. A holding penalty. And Ocean City, with 1 minute and 2 seconds left, might decline this because it's 3rd down, but I guess not.
How many timeouts left?
Bridgeton has 2. Ocean City, I think, has all 3.
Well,
they're not declining it. They're taking the penalty, and it puts the ball back at the 21-yard line.
So you would think they might use timeouts on these 2 plays, assuming that there's no first down gained.
2nd and 12. Burton has it back to his left. A lot of movement on the line there.
Well, that usually means the center missed the snap count. It's really, Bridgeton's really hurt themselves with some penalties.
52 yards worth. And we're not at halftime yet. As we said, Ocean City, 90 yards, Egg Harbor Township in penalties last week. So they've been helped by the yellow flags.
Well, again, Burton's got a great arm, so I'm not going to be surprised he airs one out here. And, you know, the Raiders have 2 safeties back. I mean, right now they're only, 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but I think you'll see them back up as the play develops.
Now the officials have whistled the play before the snap. Officials are coming together right at the football. I'm not sure why.
It doesn't look like they're sure why either.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure it out. Ball's at the 16-yard line, is that right, or is that the 21? No, the 16.
I don't know, but the Bulldogs have moved the receivers from the short side of the field to the wide side of the field during this discussion.
2nd, about 15 yards to go. Burton hands the ball off right up the middle. Stopped short of the 20, and a timeout's called by Ocean City, as we all expected. They're first with 46 seconds left, and it's 3rd and about 13 for Bridgeton. The game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Signal Graphics on Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township is your local commercial printer with the personal service you expect. Cut out the middleman. Save time and money. Signal Graphics prints full color in-house. Signal's state-of-the-art equipment and expert printing staff allows them to produce an excellent product for very low cost. For fast turnaround and great prices, call the Gunnels, Riley or Kay, at 609-569-9990. Or for special service, ask for Chugger. Signal Graphics. And if you live in Cape May County and you're having problems with an appliance, your next call to be to Ulmer's Appliance Service. Dryers, refrigerators, ranges, washers, dishwashers, disposals, you name it, Ulmer's can repair it. And they service most major brands. Ulmer's Appliance Service. Offices in Ocean City, Wildwood, Seaville, and Sea Isle City. There's one close to you. Phone 609-399-4398 for more information. Ulmer's Appliance Service. And don't forget, you can watch this game live. Bill Shallcross at the controls by going to OceanCitySports.com. It's there right now. And you'll be able to see this third down play by Bridgeton. 3rd and 13. The Bulldogs trail Ocean City 20-12. And Tasmir Burton, who's been a big factor in those 12 points, takes the snap, hands the ball off to Richmond. He drives ahead, still driving, but it's going to be stopped at about the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 10, and Ocean City uses its second timeout with 38 seconds remaining in the first half, and Bridgeton looking at a 4th and about 10.
Surprised a little bit, Tom, they didn't let Burton air one out there?
A little bit, yeah. Maybe they thought that's what everybody else was thinking, and we'll catch them by surprise, and Richmond can run. So
I mean, I realize you're on your own 24-yard line, but, boy, the kid's shown he can throw the ball 40 or 50 yards. Well, maybe not 50, but certainly 30 or 40 yards downfield.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they're going to gain any more out of a punt than they would even on an interception.
Elijah Gray has scored, and Holy Spirit takes an 8-0 lead over Camden Catholic. That could really be a one-sided game. Camden Catholic, who let their coach go over the spring or summer, and 20 of their varsity football players transferred when they let the coach go. So they're rebuilding. I mean, if you look in the dictionary next to rebuilding, there's going to be a picture of Camden Catholic this year. And they've had a tremendous program through the years. And they'll come back, but this is going to be a long season. They lost to somebody last week, 60-6.
Did they all transfer to the same school?
A lot of them went to Burlington Township because that's where they lived, but I don't know about all of them. Another bounce snap, and this time he's going to run again. And Ocean City might have good field, if they can tackle him. Good field position. He gets across the line of scrimmage and out to about the 27, 28-yard line. So Ocean City will have good field position with 29 seconds left. 2 times this guy's taken off on the punt instead of punting it. One time, this is the second time it bounced back, but the last time it bounced back, they got a good punt out of it. It rolled all the way down to the 10-yard line. So Ocean City on the Bridgeton 28-yard line with 29 seconds left in the first half. Raiders lead 20-12.
The only good thing for Bridgeton about that punt was the run took an extra 6 or 7 seconds off the clock.
That is the only good thing. There's no doubt about it. Let's see if Ocean City can take advantage. Ungst with a slot to the left. I'm sure he's going to throw the ball 3 or 4 times here based on what we've seen in the first game and a half. He drops back, looks. Now he's running out of the pocket, throws a short pass. So only his receiver could get it, but it was too short and bounces incomplete.
He had a little crisscross pattern out here on the left side with Lastly and Schneider, but was looking to throw the ball to the right side.
At the half, Clayton leads Wildwood 21-0. Wildwood season opener. 2nd and 10. Ungst, low snap, handles it. Chased, just gets rid of it in time. The pass is caught. Now Ocean City has no timeouts left. Lashley made the catch. They've got a first down.
They'll throw it in the ground here.
They wind up the clock as the chains are ready, and they do indeed throw it into the ground. So that's the 8th first down for Ocean City, but there's just 12 seconds left. And they've got the ball at about the 10. A little further out than that, maybe about the 12.
Time for a play and then a field goal.
Yeah. Well, 3 points would help. It would make it a 2-score lead. Ungst gets the snap, steps up into the pocket nicely, throws to the end zone. It's caught. And Ocean City takes a 26-12 lead.
Yeah, I think it was Lashley down there again, Tom. And
quite a combination they've become.
Yep. And it almost looked like the defender just slipped a little bit before the ball arrived. And Ungst threw a bullet right to him.
With 6 seconds left in the first half. Sounds like last week. They caught a touchdown pass in the final seconds last week.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the kick by Soto, and it's good.
That's a big score with 6 seconds left here in the first half. I mean, that's Bridgeton's looking to run the clock out inside their own 20-yard line with their possession. They don't get a first down. They attempt to get the first down by the punter running the ball for the second time, which is ill-advised.
27-12, Bud, with Ungst has thrown 3 touchdowns and run for another in this first half. And you put that together with the 2 touchdown passes. So he's got 5 touchdown passes and 2 touchdowns himself in the game and a half this season. This is a guy that sat behind Andrew Donahue, played a little bit as a sophomore, sat behind Harry Feifel last year, and now he's got his chance as a senior. He's also a basketball player and a baseball player, and he's making good use of it.
Well, I wonder how many other quarterbacks threw 5 touchdown passes in their first 2 starts.
Probably very few. Probably very few.
It's tough to beat. And he's got 2 great receivers right now, too.
Oh, yeah.
Between Lashley and Schneider.
Yeah. And Kroger, too, but they haven't gone to him too much. It's almost like an onside kick, a ground ball. Ocean City's got it. They never started the clock. Ocean City does have it. Ocean City recovers an onside kick. I don't think that was really their intention. You always take the ball if you can get it, but I think they just want to make sure there was no return. And it rolled, and Bridgeton wasn't covering it inside the 40, and it's at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's probably not something you practice a whole lot at that point. I mean, when you practice against an onside kick, but you have your hands guys in there, and that time they didn't. They just had their regular guys in there, and that ball was kicked along the ground. It never took a bounce anywhere. It just stayed flat on the ground, which is so unusual for the shape of a football to be doing that. And
I think if I was Bridgeton, I'd be complaining that no time ran off the clock. I mean, it doesn't start till somebody touches it, but before the play was whistled, there was a couple seconds that went off. All right, Ungst, another opportunity here. Drops back, steps up into the pocket, throws long down the middle. There's triple coverage out there, but wait a minute. He makes the catch.
Oh, my golly. Lashley again.
Ocean City has scored twice in the final 6 seconds of the first half, and they lead at 33-12.
Oh. Unbelievable. How many games have we seen here, Tom? I've never seen a finish like that to a half. That's crazy. And what was it, 40 yards?
42, I think.
42 yards.
Soto to kick the extra point. It's high enough. Good.
Oh, that's going to be a happy locker room. Talk about momentum.
34-12. Ocean City leads here at the half as that play ended the first half. It really wouldn't have mattered whether a few seconds should have run off or not, because they still would have gotten that play in. And Ungst adds a 4th touchdown pass, and Lashley with a 3rd touchdown reception, which, by the way, ties a school record. I'm pretty sure. We're going to check it out here for touchdown receptions in a game, and he's done it in the first half. Yeah, but it was done twice by Dave Slaughter back in 1974. Joe Myers did it. Rick Lipford. Scott Lipford did it 3 times, and Bob Shallcross did it 2 years ago. So add the name of Brandon Lashley to that list, and he's still got a half. If he catches one more, it'll be a new record for Ocean City. And by the way, in case you're curious, the record for touchdown passes in a single game, I believe, is 5. Yes, Chris Curran in 2009, and Ian Ungst has 4. So
yeah,
for those reasons, the second half will be interesting too.
And I said I wonder how many quarterbacks have thrown for 5 touchdown passes in the first 2 games they've ever played quarterback. Now he's thrown 6, and actually only in a game and a half.
That's right. Williamstown has scored, leads Millville 7-0 on the Atlantic Care scoreboard.
We should say, too, Tom, that I mean, it wasn't like he was wide open in the end zone. I mean, there was 2 or 3 defenders right there, and the pass was thrown right where he could catch it, and Lashley just went up and took the ball away.
Well, he's a terrific athlete. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Cedar Creek has scored, and they lead Absegami by a score of 7-0. So recapping on the Atlantic Care scoreboard, it's Buna 13, Middle Township 7, St. Joe's 14, St. Augustine nothing, Cedar Creek 7, Absegami nothing, Holy Spirit leads Camden Catholic 8-0, and Williamstown leads Millville 7-0. Just underway too are Atlantic City, Washington Township, EHT Kingsway, Lower Cape May, Pleasantville, Oakcrest Highland, and Vineland Lenape. Mainland Cherry Hill West is also underway. We should have a score from that, but we don't have one yet. Lenape has just scored. They lead Vineland 7-0. And Lenape has a tough start to its season as well. They lost their first 2 games after winning the South Jersey Group 5 championship last year. So it's been an exciting first half here at Carey Stadium. Ocean City High School band set to perform here at halftime. We'll take time out for some messages, and we'll be back. It's Ocean City 34, Bridgeton 12 at the half. The game of the week on 106.3 The Shore. I am. Okay, good. What, you're going to play, is there a liner you play when you come back? Okay. They kept buffering a lot.
Yeah, it's just, I might be rolling too much off
But everything working out well?
I'm all in there. That's live.
Good.
I'm straight from there. So, I had a hiccup in my power and missed that last play.
Well, no, I don't have any exact stats, but Lashley ties the school record with 3 touchdown receptions in a game. And Ungst has 4 touchdown passes, and the record's 5. You should. The roster I gave you? The roster I got offline. Your rosters are right there next to your seat. No, keep going. Has your name on it?
Got a text message from Robbie Calvert. Tied me with 3.
He's listening?
He's watching.
Yeah, but he did it against St. Joe.
Yeah.
That's a sense of pride. Sure there is. You're looking at Ocean City? Well, he should be 9 and 34 on the roster. No, that's not my rosters. No, I put out rosters for you. No, that's not it. Take anything you want. You sure you don't want to stay up here? Huh? Sometimes it sails, but he's strong arm and he can run. Back here at the Carey Stadium, Tom Williams along with Bud Rink. We're at halftime where Ocean City leads Bridgeton 34-12. Bridgeton scored first on a touchdown pass from Tasmir Burton to Marquand Richmond. It's only a 1-yard score. And then later, Burton ran 47 yards for a touchdown. But in between those 2 touchdowns, Ocean City scored 3 times. Ian Ungst on a 3-yard run. Ungst on a 16-yard touchdown pass to Jake Schneider and a 17-yard touchdown pass to Brandon Lashley. That made it 20-6. Then came Burton's 47-yard touchdown run, a terrific play after the snap from center was dropped. Then that was with the 3.5 minutes left in the first half, and Brisbane had cut the lead to 20-12. But Ocean City scored twice in the last 6 seconds. Ungst hit Lashley for 12 yards, and then they recovered what amounts to an onside kick, though I don't know that was their intention. They just kicked the ground ball. It rolled up the middle, and nobody from Bridgeton reacted fast enough. Ocean City recovered it, and with pretty much 1 play to go, Ungst found Lashley for a touchdown about 42 yards, and they lead it 34-12 at the half. As we said before the break, Lashley has tied a school record with 3 receptions, and Ungst is 1 away from a school record for touchdown passes in a single game. As Bud mentioned, he has 6, though, in a game and a half this season, plus 2 touchdown runs. So, as we said, he waited his turn behind Andrew Donahue and Harry Feifel, and now he's taking advantage of it. Here's what we've got on the Atlantic Care scoreboard. Buna 13, Middle Township 7. St. Joe 14, St. Augustine nothing. Cedar Creek 7, Absegami nothing. Holy Spirit 14, Camden Catholic nothing. Williamstown 7, Millville nothing. Lenape 7, Vineland nothing. And some of those games, of course, are earlier on because they started at 7 o'clock. But they're just about to start. The Elijah Gray, by the way, scored both touchdowns for Holy Spirit. He was the Cape Atlantic's leading rusher last year for the Spartans. But it's been some of the games, as we said, started at 7 o'clock, and others, as this one did, started at 6 o'clock. Interestingly enough, West Deptford is leading Delsey 14-0. Delsey's a good team again. We saw them play last year when Ocean City played them in the playoffs. Cedar Creek has scored twice more, and they now lead Absegami 21-0. Ocean City goes to Absegami next Friday night for a 7 o'clock run. Now, here's an interesting stat. Jada Byers has intercepted a pass and run back 74 yards for a touchdown. It's 20-0. He now has a touchdown run, a touchdown pass, and an interception touchdown here with just a few minutes gone in the second half. So he's continuing. 20-0 now. St. Joe leads St. Augustine.
Maybe he'll get a punt return for a touchdown.
I'll tell you, or a kickoff return. I don't know if he returns kicks. I imagine. Why wouldn't you have him return kicks? But last year he had a touchdown rushing, a touchdown receiving, a touchdown on a kickoff, 4 punt returns, and a defensive touchdown. And nobody had done that in almost 20 years. And here he'd almost done it already in the for them it's the third game of the season. By the way, we got to talk about Sean Feeney. Sean Feeney, last week we were talking about the great pitchers that Ocean City had last season. 2 of them are coming back. A.J. Camel, who set the record for earned run average. Pete Thomas held the record, and he held it for 30-some years. Who's showing his skills here on the football field, too. And they're both committed to college. And they've also got Noonan, who's out in the West Coast somewhere, about ready. He may be home by now. As he didn't play minor league baseball, they just worked him out and got him ready. He'll go to spring training next spring. And Bud mentioned, Sean Feeney and his great work at St. John's. And I immediately said, yeah, he'll get drafted at the end of this year because you have to wait till your junior year's over. And, of course, we were talking about Sean Mooney, who is probably the most successful baseball player Ocean City's ever had. Not only a fantastic pitcher, but the only Ocean City player to ever get 100 hits in his career. But Sean Feeney comes to mind when you think of baseball players, too, because he went to Gloucester County College after a great career at Ocean City. They went to the Junior College World Series, and he went on somewhere else, and I'm sorry, I don't remember where. Played baseball well there. He played this game. He was a good wide receiver in football, and he was a good basketball player. And so it gives us a chance to correct that we identified the pitcher at St. John's, who's one of the best in the East, and Sean Mooney, but also to talk about a guy who was a pretty good athlete at Ocean City High School in Sean Feeney.
And I always, whenever I saw Sean Feeney's name, I always thought Sean Feeney, whom I coached. And I'm not actually.
You coached him?
No, I'm not sure that if it was his father. I wouldn't think so. But maybe it was. I mean, this would have been 35 years ago.
You are pretty old.
I am pretty old. And that was the first name. Every time I think of the name Sean, an athlete, I think of Sean Feeney because of that. So I apologize.
No need to apologize. It gives us a chance to talk about both of them again.
Yep. At least in my mind, I knew who I was talking about, but I got the name wrong.
So Ocean City, last week they fell behind. They came storming back. They scored a lot of points in a short amount of time at the end of the first half. And here it was even more ridiculous. They fell behind 6-0. They got a lead of 20-6. Bridgeton cut it down to 20-12, and Ocean City scores 2 touchdowns in the final 6 seconds, and they lead it here 34-12, and will get the ball to start the second half. Don't forget, next week Ocean City will be at Absegami at 7 o'clock start. Bridgeton, by the way, goes to Mainland next week. Still don't have a score on that game. Hamilton leads Shawnee, which would be an upset, 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. So there's and Highland has taken a 14-0 lead over Oakcrest. Oakcrest will be here in October on Ocean City's homecoming game. Also, red and white weekend, and that Sunday there will be Hall of Fame inductions with a spotlight on cross-country track, soccer, and field hockey.
What weekend is that? October?
The third weekend in October.
So the 20th.
21st is the induction of Hall of Fame, so
right.
The 19th is the football game with Oakcrest.
Got some rain falling here now, Tom.
Yes, we do.
And
but as we said earlier, it was raining very hard when they started the St. Joe St. Augustine game up in Richland, so maybe some of it is coming this way.
You know, big turnaround, though, here toward the end of the first half, as you alluded to. I mean, Bridgeton had the football with only, 2 minutes left or something, and down 20-12. And in those less than 2 minutes, they see themselves up on the scoreboard with a 34-12 deficit when the Raiders scored twice within, 6 or 8 seconds. And we talk about that. The second touchdown pass to Lashley was just so impressive, not just for the pass itself, which was right on the money, but that was thrown into 2 or 3 men coverage. That might not have been a pass he would have made, except desperation.
There was 3 defensive backs right there.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Only 2 of them, as you say, were real close, but there was 3 people who could have made a play on that ball, and he made the catch. So Bridgeton about to kick off. All of a sudden finding themselves down 34-12.
And just such a momentum. I don't know, this isn't the right terminology, but just really deflating from a Bridgeton standpoint that the Raiders not only scored the 1 touchdown, but scored that second touchdown with 6 seconds left and having 1 play to do it.
Teams just figured out they were lined up on the wrong side. Ocean City will have its back to the ocean, and Bridgeton will kick off. There is a slight wind. It kind of looks like it's blowing across field.
Yeah.
And as Bud said, a slight rain.
Just enough to get the windows wet up here.
Just enough. Bridgeton waiting for the signal. Now they're ready to go. We start the second half of this game. It's an end-over-end kick. Picked up, now bobbled and covered at the 23-yard line. The ball bounced up. It looked like it hit him in the face, in the front of his helmet or something. Somebody's not getting up either. Ocean City player is down on the field. And the officials are there, but the trainer was at the other end of the field. She's sprinting onto the field now. So we'll have a slight delay here. The ball's going to be on the 23-yard line. As the kickoff bounced up into his face or his chest, and he had to fall on it. You know, the Storage Inn is a family-owned business, started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 9th Street and West Avenue in Ocean City. Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all your storage needs, both personal and commercial. The Storage Inn is open 7 days a week with 24-hour, 7-day security. Call 609-391-1416 for Storage Inn, also located in Egg Harbor Township, or visit storageinn.net. Their managers are on site to assist you. The Storage Inn of Egg Harbor Township and Ocean City.
Can't really see, Tom, either.
Ocean City players still down. And Kathy Kickish is over him, talking to him. Maybe checking him out. Now he's sitting up. (34-12). Ocean City leading Bridgeton here. The opening kickoff of the second half. Ocean City players shaken up, and he's going to get to his feet.
That's always
Brian
a good sign.
Beckman. He's walking off slowly, but he's walking off on his own. Beckman made a big catch in the first half to set up a touchdown for Ocean City.
Medical personnel as well. Doc Horowitz.
So it's 1st and 10, Ocean City on its own 23-yard line. Handoff coming left, and Sarah's nailed a couple of times. First time, it's surprising he kept going, but he did. And he's finally stopped at about the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard behind it or above it. Second down.
Working on him on the sideline, Tom, on Brian Beckman. Something back or the back of his shoulder, or
another handoff straight ahead and another stop by the Bridgeton defense. Maybe gained a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
So the Raiders don't really need to throw the football now at this point with a 34-12 lead, but Bridgeton's defense has been really tough against the run.
Ocean City shifts some people. One guy started the shift, then he went back to where he was. 3rd and 9. Through his hands. He tries to cover it. Looks like he does, but back around the 11-yard line, Ocean City will have to punt.
Yeah, they had one or two linebackers, did the Bulldogs, stunting in and out, trying to time it properly, and eventually, the bad snap and the blitz was on anyway.
Here's the punt by Lashley out of the end zone. It's high. It hits at the 30, rolls out across the 35, and Bridgeton will have good field position at the Ocean City 37-yard line.
Did a good job to get it where it did. Actually got the first down based on the punt. It's just not something that happens, something that you normally would worry about, but back in the shadow of his own end zone. The defense has been tough. They'll need to, as you said, because Bridgeton's got real good field position to start this drive here on the Ocean City 37-yard line. They're looking to get some momentum back after that halftime.
St. Augustine scores in the air. They now trail St. Joe 22-8 in the third quarter. Burton takes the snap, hands it off. Richmond up the middle, fights off a tackle and gets inside the 35.
You can tell it's raining. The press box is filling up, Tom.
Holy Spirit has scored again. They lead 22-0 over Camden Catholic.
We're just underway here in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, Raiders lead at 34-12. 2 big touchdowns at the very end of the first half. And Bridgeton, though, with good field position here early in the third quarter.
Buna just scored again. They lead Middle Township 19-7 on the Atlantic Air scoreboard. And Lenape has just taken a 13-0 lead over Vineland. All right, Bridgeton, second and about 6. Burton hands the ball off up the middle, driving, looks like a first down, down close to the 25-yard line. Good head of steam there for Richmond.
Yep, 2 very strong runs back to back right up the middle. And Bridgeton looking to get this to a 2-score game if they can. They don't seem to be in much of a hurry. I mean, there's a lot of time left, but still, they kind of think they'd want to get a little sharper getting up to the line of scrimmage.
Austin Green and Mike Rhodes check back in for Ocean City. And hand off again to Richmond going left, and he picked up some yardage down close to the 20-yard line.
I don't think that Burton wanted Richmond to keep the ball that time. I think he was trying to get it back on that option play, but we had that one play in the first half where they kind of, I won't say we're fighting over the ball, but Richmond was keeping it and Burton was trying to take it out. I think that was the same situation there, although Burton gave in a little sooner. And Richmond's had three pretty good runs.
Shawnee and Hamilton are now tied at 14. Right here, it's second. About 7 or 8 yards to go. Bridgeton down 34-12, but trying to get something going here in their first possession of the third quarter. Richmond again, straight ahead. He's inside the 20, or to the 20. So it'll be third down.
And there's no doubt they're in 4-down territory here. They don't kick the ball at all. I mean, they kick off, obviously, but they have not attempted an extra point attempt. And, you know, you're certainly not going to see any type of field goal. So they got 2 plays here to gain 5 yards.
St. Joe comes right back. They now lead 30-8 over 30-6, excuse me, over St. Augustine. All right, third down. No, is it third down?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so too, but they're hitting the right side and
nothing.
Driven backwards. He still never went down. He's saying, hey, well, let me keep going. That's Shamar Love. And the officials weren't loving that, so they said, no, you were stopped. Forward progress was stopped. But he never went down. The ball spotted at the 21, where it's fourth down and about just less than 5. Of course, they'll go for it on the 21, down by 22 points.
Yeah, so Richmond ran 3 good hard runs, and then Raider defense stiffened up there when Love got the ball. Burton's going to run this one, I think.
Probably an option. Nope, gives it to Richmond. Richmond dives down to about the 17-yard line. It's close.
I don't think so.
Nope, he didn't get it. So Ocean City takes over on downs with 6:19 remaining in the third quarter. They lead at 34-12. And they're going to take over on their own 18-yard line.
I'm real surprised there that they didn't give Burton any opportunity there on an option. I mean, and give credit to Ocean City's defense. I mean, Richmond had a head of steam again, but they were 3rd and 5, and he was 1.5 yards at least short. Raiders just, they'd like to use as much clock here as possible.
Trips to the right. Unks takes the snap, hands the ball off. And running right and cutting back to the 20 is Isaac Wilson, the 5'9", 167-pound.
Maybe a yard, 2 yards.
Yep, 2nd and 8.
Certainly don't want to. You want to use as much clock as possible. Obviously, they're going to run the football as much as they can at this point. But I won't be surprised if they put it up again. They don't want to be punting back in the shadow of their end zone again. Short an offensive tackle. One just comes on the field.
2nd, about 7. Keeps it. He's got room up the left side. He's got the first down across the 35. And Burton stops him just short of the 40, but it's an Ocean City first down.
Well, there's a case where, they hand the ball off on their little option play 4 or 5 times in a row, and the real good ball handling that time. The defense is all sucked into the line of scrimmage again, and Unks keeps the ball and makes real good yardage and a first down. Good play. He's really been impressive tonight, Tom.
Kingsway leads Egg Harbor Township 14-0. They're in the late part of the second quarter. Ball bobbled by Unks, but he gets the handoff and out across the 40 to the 41, a gain of about 2.
I'll tell you, he bobbled the snap. He wasn't going to be able to make a handoff, and this is what I think I saw. He wasn't going to be able to make a handoff, so he just kind of, while he was bobbling the snap, pushed it over to the ball carrier and tried to make the exchange that way, and it went for a couple yards.
2nd and 8. Ball's at the 41. And Sarah is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by Andre Rowley, a 6'2", 238-pound defensive end.
Yep. It's an important play here, 3rd down. At about 8. Clock down to 4 minutes here in the 3rd quarter.
Unks has a back to his right, a slot to the right, and a receiver to the left. The H-back's on the right side, too. Now he comes in motion. Kroger. Pump fake. Long pass down the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Good coverage. And it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, good adjustment over there. And again, as you said, good coverage. It was one-on-one coverage down that far sideline. It was intended down there for, well, I won't guess. Let's see.
Here comes the punt. Good rush. It just gets it away. It's a low kick, and it bounces inside the 25. Taken there, and looking for some room down the left side is Shamar Love, and he finds some room. Shamar Love is going to go all the way.
Oh!
He caught that inside the 30-yard line at about the 28. So that's a 62-yard punt return for a touchdown. And Bridgeton gets some life.
Usually you don't get a good punt return when you have an all-out punt block on, which they did. And they had 4 or 5 guys in there with a shot at blocking the punt. The Raiders get the punt away. Looks like they have the punt covered. And wow, talk about speed. That was 12 cylinders. All of a sudden, we're back to 2 touchdowns again. And Bridgeton, they do have, obviously, Tom, the opportunity to score very, very quickly. That's what speed does.
Yeah. Yeah, their second touchdown was 47 yards by Burton, and the first one was just a 1-yard play, but it came after a big play. Burton waits the snap. They go for 2. Takes the snap, starts left, cuts back, it goes right into the end zone, slices right inside, and adds 2 more points to make it 34-20. And they'll kick off to Ocean City with 3:14 left in the third quarter. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. Since 1981, Trofa and Coggins families have offered the best in car care at Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue in Ocean City, right next to CVS Pharmacy. There's also Car Caress 2, 100 Stagecoach Road in Marmora behind ShopRite. At Car Caress, they'll hand wash your vehicle, both on the interior and exterior, have an automatic car wash, self-service bays, and vacuums. Car Caress, 1635 Haven Avenue, Ocean City. Phone for an appointment at 609-398-8482. They also offer free pickup and delivery. Car Caress, something special for your vehicle at a price that fits your budget. You need a sign? Well, you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie uses Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs to create signs for real estate and other businesses for your van, truck, car, or boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891. Cape Signs at 856-506-0610. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows. They can supply whatever lettering you need at Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs. Atlantic Care scoreboard, it's Cherry Hill West 14, Mainland 7 in the third quarter.
That game's at Cherry Hill West?
Yes. Here's the kick. Toward the sideline, bobbled, chased down at around the 11, looking for some room, gets down the right sideline and brings it out. So Ocean City having trouble fielding a couple of kicks, and Bridgeton returning one for a touchdown.
So the Raiders were a little conservative up to this point here in the second half with 3 minutes left here in the third period. I don't think they'll be quite as conservative now. That punt return, made this a little different football game. I mean, obviously the last play prior to the punt wasn't conservative. They threw the ball downfield pretty well, but prior to that, pretty much plays into the line, although Ungst, he kept one himself going around left side, but I think they'll open things up here just a little bit.
Trips to the left, receiver to the right, alone in the backfield is Ungst. Awaiting the snap, now looks to the sideline. Now they look again. Here's the snap. Quick pass, right sideline. High grab for about 5 yards.
Keeping the clock running. Looked like he was, we're way across the field, but it almost looked like he was knocked out of bounds. His forward progress, I obviously stopped inbounds, but again, there's a case what we said. They're going back to their first half offensive mindset.
To the 29, 2nd and 5. Now they go up the middle for a few yards across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
There's another case where it looked like Ungst had some room if he had kept it, and yet, obviously the defense is watching the ball as well. But I think you'll see him gain some yardage on that play before this football game's over.
Third, about a yard and a half to go. Ungst takes the snap, hands the ball to Insera, and he's brought down short of the line of scrimmage. So it looks like a punting situation for Ocean City.
He had a head of steam too, but Bulldogs lineman right there to bring him down. They're going to mark the ball up pretty close, Tom. Forward progress up. Only be about a yard short here.
Devon Childers of Bridgeton is 6'6", 295 pounds. Juriel Asienzo is 6'3", 303 pounds. So they got some tackles on that line. Now they're going to measure this.
They're bringing somebody off. The trainer went out. I think it was Insera.
Boy, it is close. It's like about 3. and see if they punt it to Love. Yeah, that's a little more than that. It's probably 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. Once they stretch it all out and everything. So a punting situation. Lashley is on. Love is back there and waves at him. Love standing at about his own 42-yard line. Lashley at his 20. Ocean City's ahead here, 34-20. High snap, but right at him. Good rush. High kick. Gets a Bridgeton bounce. It hits it about the 42, and it goes back across the 45, and Bridgeton will have it right around their own 46-yard line, I think.
Bridgeton's got a little momentum here after that defensive stop and that punt return touchdown.
They got 1 minute and 28 seconds left in the third quarter here. Obviously a team that can strike. They didn't score at all last week against Oakcrest. They were shut out 12-0.
Well, they've made big plays today for their touchdowns, or at least in the first touchdown, as you said before, was not a big play itself, but it was set up by a big play.
Burton back to each side, receiver to each side. Puts a man in motion, hands it off straight up, and a couple of yards out to about the 48-yard line.
I think the teams have played pretty evenly at the line of scrimmage today. Usually, one team is going to dominate the other. But they've been pretty even up there.
Mike Rhodes, 6'5", 201-pound sophomore, is in one of those defensive tackle positions. He's had a good game and a half.
Raiders have a lot of good young players.
Gain of a couple. It's 2nd and 8. Bridgeton will send a receiver to each side. There's a back on each side of Burton. Takes a snap and drops back. Under pressure, he sidesteps it, spins out of another, throws a pass that might have been a lateral to the left side. Officials say no. They say incomplete, but we'll all get to see the replay when we watch it at OceanCitySports.com over the weekend. It's close.
Yeah, and the official was right there down the line. I think he had the right call there. Or at least he certainly had the angle to make the right call there.
Kevin Smith's not so sure.
Well, which team's he rooting for?
3rd and 8.
Can't blame him.
Keep in mind, they do have replay in New Jersey high school football this year, but not everywhere. They're experimenting it during the regular season in one conference, and they plan to use it in the playoffs in certain championship level games. Here's a flag.
That's going to be against the wideout here on the side. He just took a little step, rocked forward and rocked back after he got set, so it's a procedure penalty.
57 yards unofficially against Bridgeton. Official stats, of course, will appear at OceanCitySports.com with a box score this weekend. Ocean City unofficially has no penalties. They did have one on an extra point, but that doesn't count against the stats.
That's a kiss of death, Tom.
What is?
Saying something. That's like saying something like that. You got to knock wood.
Burton takes a snap, back to throw, steps into the pocket, gets it away, way downfield, about 5 to 10 yards beyond everybody. And again, two players collide and both go to the ground around the 30. Last time that happened, Ocean City got pass interference. This must have been different because there's no flag. I don't think so anyway.
Well, the Bridgeton player, he wanted a flag, but I think he kind of ran into the Ocean City players. They were going down the sideline. He tried to, bring the pattern in a little bit toward where the ball was coming. Again, well overthrown, but incidental contact over there, according to the officials.
It's 4th and 13. Bridgeton looks to punt.
tell you, he gets a lot out of that ball, kind of throwing it. I mean, he doesn't rear back and throw it. He almost short arms it down the field, and it really takes off.
Yeah. Raekwon Burton waits the snap, and there's movement.
I think the center muffed the snap. He started to snap it, and the ball hit the ground as he started to snap it, and it's going to be a procedure against Bridgeton.
Well, he's rolled, but not rolled, but bounced 2 back in this game. 9 penalties, 62 yards unofficially against the Bulldogs. So now they'll punt again, or try to punt again. Low snap, Burton handles it. A little bit of a rush, gets the kick away. And Ocean City leaves. Nope, Lashley grabs it at the last moment at the 38-yard line. Couldn't resist and takes it across the 40 to the 43. It bounced right up in his toward his chest, and he said, "I'm not going to let this ball go."
Yeah, that's the kind you go ahead and field. You're standing there letting it bouncing around. Next thing you know, it's chest high right in front of you. He gained about an extra 5 yards out of it.
Did indeed. 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Ocean City leading 34-20. They've got the ball on their own 43-yard line. Next week they go to Absegami for a 7 o'clock game. Bridgeton goes to Mainland for a 6 o'clock game. Mainland trailing right now. Last we checked, 14-7 to Cherry Hill West. Ungst in the pistol, back to his right. Takes a snap, hands it. Is Conti. So it's 2nd and 8.
I do still see some umbrellas up in the stands, so we must still be getting a little bit of precipitation.
Third quarter comes to an end here at Carey Stadium. Ocean City on top of Bridgeton, 34-20. Game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore. Brought to you by Atlantic Care with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. This game brought to you with the best wishes, too, of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team every week. Things are always happening at the Ocean City Free Public Library. Monday at 6, the classic film series presents 3 Days of the Condor, starring Robert Redford and Faye Dunaway. Tuesday at 3, you can learn conversational French, and the after-school movies with snacks are every Wednesday at 3. You can learn to play bridge or improve your cooking and computer skills. It's all free, plus books, magazines, internet access, homework help, and much more. The Ocean City Free Public Library, 18th and Simpson. Phone 609-399-2434 or visit them online at oceancitylibrary.org.
So we got 1 quarter to play. Raiders did not put any points on the board in that quarter, but they start with the ball.
Back to throw on the run, diving catch.
Nice catch. Ball thrown a little low. Tassi Rogers makes a nice reception, going to the ground to get it.
Ungst awaits the snap, hands it off in the center of the line, a gain of about 3 to the 40.
I think that was Isaac Wilson.
2nd and 7.
So Rogers and Wilson, a couple of plays there to give a break.
Ungst looking to the sideline. Now ready to go. Takes a snap. Hands off again up the middle. And it looked like Insara trying to get to the outside. And he's spun to the ground by a couple of Bridgeton defenders. So it'll be 3rd and 9.
I tell you, Bridgeton has brought that one of the linebackers awfully often. And that was another case of it. They're ready to go.
Oaks back to throw, pump fakes. Rolling right, looking downfield. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Love. And Bridgeton is going to have the football at their own 32-yard line.
Yeah, that was really kind of ill-advised that time. Thought he could kind of thread the needle in there, and I don't know if he saw Love or not. But Love just stepped up in front of the receiver and really had an easy interception there.
First and 10 from the 32-yard line for Bridgeton. They trail 34-20 here. And they've scored on some big plays. Burton awaits the snap. He's scored on one of them. Hands the ball off inside. Richmond fighting for yardage. He's blown dead a little early, I think, there. But now a flag comes in.
Love with the interception to go with a punt return for a touchdown.
There's a penalty on the play.
It was a late flag, too, Tom. I don't know if it's after the whistle flag.
It's a personal foul against Bridgeton. Highlanders scored on a field goal and leads Oakcrest 17-0. So the penalty is going to be half the distance.
Yeah.
Well, almost exactly half the distance, in fact. 15 yards, so that's 77 yards in penalties.
They've had a lot of 5-yard penalties. Mm-hmm. So what they're averaging, what's that, 10 penalties? So
yes.
That's 7.7 yards. It's a lot of 5-yard penalties.
Burton with a back to his left. They split a receiver wide to the right. It's the other Burton. Slot to the left. Slot back is in motion. Gets the ball. And he's stopped in his tracks. That was Love again.
Yeah, and this was an important series for the Bulldogs, too, because just over 9.5 minutes here, and they're going backwards, and they need 2 scores here to get back in this football game. That penalty was a killer.
3rd and about 25. Burton with a back to his left, slot left, receiver right. Drops back to throw. Now he's being chased. Floats it downfield and out of bounds.
Yep, threw it away. I don't understand actually why Burton doesn't run with the football more, why they don't have more plays designed for him to run with the football, because he's...
Burton?
Burton, yeah. What did I say?
I didn't think you said anybody.
Yeah, he's quick, and he's shifty. I think I would, especially on the option, I would look, if I were him, I would look to keep the ball a little bit more often. That time, he's running looking to throw the ball. But, now they're going to be forced to punt again.
From about the 3-yard line, it bounces past Burton into the end zone. And he can't get it, but it's going to be a touchdown if Ocean City does, and they do. Ocean City recovers it for a touchdown.
They haven't made a good snap yet.
Austin Green, I think, got the ball. We had to wait to identify him because it was surrounded by teammates.
That's another, you could see the bad snap again. That's 2 or 3 in a row on the ground. And the punter actually tried to swipe the ball out of the end zone.
Extra point attempt is good by Soto. And it's 41-20.
You could see Tommy tried to push the ball out of the back of the end zone for a safety as opposed to a touchdown when he couldn't fall on it, and Austin Green gets on it.
Problems with that long snap all night, and of course they've also had a terrific punt return, so the kicking game's been an interesting experience for Bridgeton. The game of the week produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore, brought to you by Atlanticare with urgent care centers all over South Jersey. If you need work on your car, you can trust Don and Glenn to treat it as if it were their own at Wiesenthal's Auto Service in Ocean City. Their staff will repair your vehicle and prevent potential problems. Call them at 609-399-9741 to schedule an appointment. No matter where you live, it's worth a trip to Ocean City to keep your vehicle operating properly. Don, Glenn, the legendary Al, and Chris the Rockstar will handle all of your repairs. Wiesenthal's Auto Service, 9th and West, right in the center of Ocean City. Now the Raiders, speaking of kicking games, will kick off here. And let's see, is it Saldo?
I believe so.
We need a windshield wiper here. Yeah, I think it is too. And he's been kicking pretty deep. Ocean City on top here, 41-20. Just 9 minutes and 3 seconds away from their second straight win. But playing against a team with big play potentials. Saldo kicks a line drive. It rolls through to the 20. Picked up there and trying to get down the right sideline. He gets out across the 35. He spun to the ground at about the 37 or 38 yard line.
Really imperative from a Bridgeton standpoint now, Tom, that they do something here. I mean, they really just have not really, other than the punt return, put much offense together here in the second half, where they really needed to come out fired up, and it just really hasn't happened.
41-20. Ocean City with a 21-point lead. Burton. Slot to the left, receiver to the right, low snap, he handles it, sets up, throws long down the right side, in the air a long time. The Ocean City defender in a little better position to catch the ball, actually, but it was a little too long for him, too.
Yeah, he actually he had really excellent position and an opportunity, as you said, a better opportunity than the receiver to catch the ball was off his fingertips. The ball's thrown downfield. Burton can air it out. Just hasn't connected as often. That may have been the same play they tipped the ball on and caught it in the first period, first series of downs.
Middle Township just scored. They still trail Buena 21-15. Both those teams undefeated, and this is a division game for them. Handoff off the left side for a couple of yards out close to the 40-yard line.
You know, Richmond is a big, strong runner, 5'10", 193-pounder. But, he's had some success running the football inside, 3 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards. But right now, trailing by 3 touchdowns with 8 minutes left, you need somebody with some speed to try to get outside here.
On the 40, it's 3rd and 7. Burton takes a snap, drops back, now steps up, pump fakes, and he's hit and brought down. Ocean City, Brandon Lynn, I think, brings him down.
That was a coverage sack there. I mean, he looked downfield. Again, he's looking into man-to-man coverage plus a 2-deep zone and just didn't have anybody. And stepped up. Brandon Lynn actually had overrun him at one point. He stepped up in front of him, and then Lynn came from behind to make the sack. And again, it's a coverage sack. You can't expect the quarterback and the lineman to hold everybody out that long.
Back at the 35, it's 4th and 12 in a punting situation for Bridgeton. And somebody just threw a flag? No, they threw a football. They threw the football off the field. Got another one. See, this helps. Good snap. Good snap. Chest high. Good rush. But he gets it away, and it's a pretty good punt. Fair catch called back at the 35 or 36 by Lashley, and that's where Ocean City will put it into play.
Yeah, so there's a perfect snap and an excellent punt, which unfortunately for Bridgeton they haven't had the whole game. The Raiders are going to get an opportunity again, and really right now all they want to do is eat as much clock as possible. First down or two, and I think things are pretty well in hand here now. You never count your chickens too early, but a 3-touchdown lead with 7 minutes in the football, you got to feel pretty comfortable.
Ungst has a slot to the left. H-back on the right, hands the ball off going right, and Sarah cuts behind a block, drives through another one, and he's out across the 45, close to the 50-yard line. Conte on the carry, apparently. He gets the ball out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. So it's a first down for Ocean City, unofficially their 13th of the game.
But they've been doing it all game.
Linebacker from Bridgeton, Derek McCoy, 6'4", 240, tried to time the snap. And when he got to the line of scrimmage, he didn't bother to stop. He just kept going. So it's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, between he and Rowley, they've just about blitzed most every play. And they, try to time it. He got up there and he figured, you know what, I just can't.
Oh, snap caught Unks by surprise. He just goes down, and there's a flag on the play.
Well, I think there was one of the Bulldog players I thought was lined up offside, and I thought, again, the official was trying to move him back. But if that's the case, that was a late flag.
I think it's against Ocean City. Thought I saw him signal that. But what happened to Ungst? He just went down.
Yeah, I guess a broken play.
It's a hold against Ocean City.
Okay.
It was a broken play, but he was wide open. I mean, nobody was about to tackle him.
Maybe slipped a little bit.
Could have been.
Wanted to make sure he didn't lose the football and figured might as well just go down. And
doesn't matter at all, though, because it wouldn't have counted. So a loss of 10 on the penalty. It's for second and about 18. Ungst awaits the snap. Hands it off, and there's nowhere to go.
Wow.
Sincere Jones sincerely makes that tackle for a loss.
Along with Ed Gravely. Yeah, that was that was I know where this play's going, right here.
Final score, Clayton beat Wildwood 48-0. Officials stop here with whistles. West Deptford leads Delsey 20-0. Ungst looks over the defense, looks over to the sideline. Want to use as much time as he can. There's still 5 minutes and 15 seconds left. And officials stop the clock. Officials stop. Now they're having a little huddle.
Notice, Tom, that Brian Beckman has not returned to the game. As a matter of fact, I see him down on the sideline now with his shoulder pads and helmet in hand. So whatever that was, I think it was something. It looked like something to do with his back or his shoulder. He's walking around okay, but certainly not going to be back in this football game.
Officials are all together here. And now the referee, Dave Levison, comes to the sideline to talk to Kevin Smith and tell him whatever they decided in their little huddle.
And Kevin's telling him, I don't agree with you.
Or he's asking him a question, but whatever. We'll get the result eventually here. Ontario West has scored again, leads Mainland 21-7. Buna has beaten Middle Township. Final 21-15. First loss for Middle after 2 wins. And Buna's 2-0. And St. Joe has defeated St. Augustine 30-8. That game is over. 3-0 for St. Joe. 1-2 for St. Augustine. All right, here we go. Ocean City wants to use clock here, but they're going to throw the ball. Pass is incomplete. He was on the ground and had to reach up for it, Matt Mealy, and he couldn't pull it in.
I think he'd like to have that one back.
I'm sure. So it's 4th down. Lashley comes on with 4:48 left in the 4th quarter. The Raiders lead by 21 points. And it's 4th down and forever here. Good snap, good rush. Lashley gets a nice kick away toward the sideline, is out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
It's a little contact back there as well, but not really something that the official was going to call. He kind of got pushed, just barely pushed, went to the ground. A little bit of theatrics, but not something that you're going to call roughing the kicker on. He wanted it though.
So Bridgeton try to do something with it in a hurry, maybe get into this game again. They don't have a whole lot of time. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. They've made some big plays. Made one to get into the game. But they've also given up some big plays. Burton takes the snap, hands the ball off inside. Richmond drives across the 25 out to about the 28-yard line.
And you need three scores in 4.5 minutes. I mean, I understand you don't pass the ball every down. Got to keep the defense honest, but I think you got to try to get outside with the speed. I mean, if you could get Shamar Love outside, or even Burton himself, I mean, nobody's catching him.
Yeah.
But an end around or something.
Gain of about 4, 2nd and 6. Receivers left and right. Burton takes the snap, hands the ball off. Richmond weaves his way through and gets across the 30. There's a flag on the play. He's out to about the 32. So it would be a 3rd and 3. But there's a penalty.
Ditto what I said on the last play.
Face mask against Ocean City will give him that 1st down.
The air's kind of gone out of this game a little bit here in the last 3-4 minutes. I mean, I think both teams know that the game is not in doubt. The final score is not in doubt.
Ball moves out across the 45 to a 46-yard line. 3:38 left. Bridgeton's got to do something in a real hurry if they're going to question the outcome of this game. They have all their timeouts left, but they've got to score 3 times. Here's Burton back to throw. He rolls to his right, turns it up, runs through a tackle, runs down the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds at about the Ocean City 40-yard line.
Hello. It's about a 20-yard gain around the outside.
Unless he stepped out earlier. I'm trying to see. It looks like the officials indicate that he may have stepped out earlier. He's across the 50 anyway, and it's going to be spotted on the Ocean City 47, so they still are 3 yards short of the first down.
I don't know. I just, again, the outcome of the game is not in doubt, but I think when you got speed, you got to utilize it as much as possible.
3rd and 3. Burton awaits the snap. Hands the ball off, and good penetration by Ocean City as they swarm around Richmond. 3, 4, 5 players in on the tackle. And it'll be 4th and about 4 or 5 yards to go.
They haven't changed the down marker over there, Tom, from 3rd down.
Oh, it is 3rd down.
Yep, penalty.
But about 5 yards to go. Slot to the left, receiver to the right, back to the left of Burton. Nope. Yep. Back to the left. He's back to throw. Drops back to the 40. Fires to the sideline. Man was open, but he missed through the ball. Receiver dove for it, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's about as open as he's had somebody there, and just couldn't get the ball to him. And he's thrown the ball fairly well. That one was not as well as some of his other passes. That one he could have connected on and picked up the first down and just kind of threw it low.
So now it's 4th and 5. But they'll go for it, of course. 2:23 remaining 4th quarter. Ocean City up 21. Burton runs out of the pocket. And boom, he's hit. Ball comes flying out. Was ruled an incomplete pass. If it's an incomplete pass, how come it's back on the 40-yard line?
It's not an incomplete pass, I guess. They're going to give him the sack.
I wonder what he meant when he was waving his arms like that. Anyway, Ocean City takes over.
Is that Kevin King, I think, over there made that hit? 6 foot, 168-pound senior. And it was a hit. Raiders have had a few really crunching deliveries. That was one of them.
1st and 10 on the 40 for Ocean City, and they'll try to use up this clock. Just 2:15 left.
Different quarterback.
Brandon Pokras hands it off, racing to the outside, turning the corner down the right sideline and spinning down to about the 15-yard line. And there's an injury on the play. He is hurt. Ocean City trainer kind of just observing. Want to see what's bothering him before treating it. I think it's his leg.
Might be a cramp.
Yeah.
I tell you, it always looks so much more painful, and it is painful, but it looks like such a worse injury based on how the player reacts to it, and it's really tough, but they're stretching that leg out.
And it's humid, so it's important that you hydrate.
Well, it's good to see, Tom. That's all it is a cramp.
Sure.
He took his helmet off right away, which usually means, man, I'm hurt. or it hurts.
Yeah.
So then you're thinking the worst, and
Kevin King. Nice gain, anyway, and he got it down to the 15-yard line, unofficially Ocean City's 14th first down. And the clock shows 2:06. They'll wind it because he didn't go out of bounds. And Ocean City will run it down. If they didn't think Bridgeton would call timeout, they could actually take a knee 4 times.
I don't think Bridgeton will call timeout.
I don't either. There's a keeper off the right side. Pocross spins through a tackle. He's down near the goal line.
You know, you got your second team in. These kids want to score a touchdown. That's
nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't disagree. I don't think you have your starters in the game at this point trying to score a touchdown, but I agree. You get some kids in there who don't get a chance to play. Two good runs. Another
first down. But it's a goal line situation now. At about the 2. Pocross just committed to Flagler College in Florida to play baseball.
It's right near St. Augustine.
Okay. They're going to take a knee now. So Pocross takes a knee, gets the clock started, 1:19 left. They'll just be able to run the clock out with a couple more knees. But Ocean City with a 41-20 win. Travis Sturley's excited on the sidelines. Excited about the win. But I'm sure they all are. They show it in different ways, and Ocean City will go to Absegami next week, probably as the favorite for a 7 o'clock game, and then they come back here in 2 weeks to play St. Augustine Prep in a there's a flag on the play here. Why are you talking about flags on a kneel down? Who cares if it's an illegal procedure? It's going to step off 5 yards.
I guess they get graded too, and
sure.
Somebody's watching and says, you missed an illegal procedure there.
Okay, so Ocean City will take another knee, and that'll wrap things up as far as this game is concerned. The 41-20 win. Game-tying effort by Brandon Lashley with 3 touchdown receptions. And another great game by Ian Ungst with a touchdown run and 4 touchdown passes, just one shy of the Ocean City High School record for a single game. And they'll kneel down one more time. Bridgeton's kind of being a little aggressive. Well, at least the one guy was. So that's the end of the game. Ocean City wins it 41-20 to improve to 2-0. And we'll recap it, and we'll take a look at that scoreboard again. But right now, we'll take time out. You're listening to the Game of the Week, produced by Prime Events on 106.3 The Shore. Whatever you need, yeah. Yeah, whatever you need. Okay.